You gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
Okay, let's take a comfortable seat. Sit nice and tall, and I'm sitting on a bolster, or you can sit on a block if you like, or you can kneel, you can sit against something. Let's bring our hands into Garuda Mudra, so interlacing the thumbs and just spanning out the fingertips across the chest, and just settle down into the shoulders, settle down into the elbows there. And you might like to rest the chin just gently down towards the chest. That's an option there for you. This is our upper body practice. So moving into the chest, shoulders, and into the neck and the throat, working with the Vishuddha chakra. So if you are dropping the head, try not to let the shoulders drop too much far forward either. Just take a few moments to center yourself into your space today. Take a few breaths in through the nostrils, maybe out through the mouth, just sighing out, letting go of your day, whatever took place for you today. Maybe you were having a day off, maybe you're working, maybe you're gardening, maybe you're away. And, whatever happened, let go of your day. And also let go of anything that is to take place later on in the evening or for the rest of the week. So start to draw yourself into the present moment, the here and now. Bring your attention to your physical presence as you sit here, noticing any tension, tightness that you may be holding on to. Directing your exhale breath to those areas to release, let go, soften. And visualize your inhale breath coming in through the nostrils, down through the windpipe, filling the lungs, and expanding the chest. And really our inhale breath, anything that we intake respiratory, that's our prana, that's our life force energy, or in traditional Chinese medicine, qi, that flow of energy around the body. So focus on your intake, everything that you're bringing into your body. The exhale naturally happens after your inhale. Trying to even out and equal those breaths. Equal in, equal out. Just take a moment to think of any intention that resonates with you, particularly today, of how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. What is coming up for you, even though we're going to be working with our heart, throat chakras today, one of clear communication, self-expression, the ability to speak our truth. Anything that arises for you around that theme. Nice and slowly, as you breathe out, release the hands from the Garuda Mudra down to the knees, palms are face up, fingertips pointing down towards the earth. Feel the openness of your chest here. Feel the energy going down the hands as you release the compression from the elbows all the way down into the palms, into the fingertips, each and every finger, and the thumbs. And then bring gentle movement back into the fingers, back into the thumbs, wiggling the fingers, and then move into the wrist there. Circling around one way and the other. Give them a little shake out, release the wrists a little, and then clench the fists and stretch. Good. And then just roll the shoulders back and down. And if you feel you need to move from this comfortable seat, you can obviously move to butterfly or to kneeling, or maybe just simply placing the other foot in front. We're going to go through Brahmari breath. Brahmari breath is humming bee breath. And we use our 2 index fingers to close off our ears, and we simply inhale, and as we exhale, we hum. Now, I'm not going to do it because that's all you're going to hear. So I want you to hear your own humming breath, and maybe do 5 or 6 rounds. So you breathe in, and then you're closing off the sound, and then exhaling and humming. And then just releasing the hands down. And maybe you felt those vibrations coming into the skull, coming into the throat, the vibrations of that hum. And that's what we want to kind of activate today. Let's move from our seat, bring the knees together, give yourself a nice hug, soften the belly, the chest over the thighs, let the head release down towards the knees. And really let the head feel heavy here, softening through the back of the neck, relaxing into the throat. And maybe you feel a little bit of a stretch going down through the spine. Notice where that stretch really ends here. And then gently roll yourself up. Take the feet out in front of you. And again, you can be sitting on that bolster block or having the knees straight or bent. Just going to release through the neck. So dropping the ear down towards the shoulder. Try to keep the face straight forward. We're not dipping the chin here. So dropping ear to shoulder. Lengthening out from the earlobe down to the collarbone. Breathe in, bring it back into the center. Exhale. Let the opposite ear go over to the opposite side. And just feel if your head is facing directly forward or dipping down. Then breathe in, bring it back into center. This time, turn the cheek towards the back of your mat, looking over your shoulder, and again, feeling the stretch across the front of the chest, down the neck. Remembering to breathe each time that we're moving these. Bring back into the center as you breathe in. Exhale over to the other side. Breathe in, and then dropping chin down to chest once more. Let the head become heavy. Shoulders stay where they are above the hips. And then lengthen the neck up and lift the throat. So lift the gaze. We don't drop the head all the way back. So we're lengthening up from the sternum and bring it center. Drop the head down and just do a few little semicircles. So ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Noticing any clicks, cracks, what feels good. If it feels uncomfortable, Don't do it too forcefully. And then bringing chin back to chest and bring that up. Take a moment to just feel how those movements have resonated with you. Again, it's that afterglow effect. And let's come to tabletop position. So bringing the hands in front of you, spreading the fingers and knees underneath the hips. Just move the hips left and right here so you can release out through the pelvis. Draw the navel up gently. Doesn't have to be tight to the spine. And here again, focusing on the openness of the chest. So kind of this area here and into the throat for our cats and cows. So we're going to open out the throat, breathing in, and then exhale, rounding through the spine, dropping chin to chest. So again, being aware of that intake of breath in through the nostrils, windpipe into the lungs, and that full exhale as we move into the flexion of cat. And just start to allow the body response for movement. Listening to your body, the messages that it is sharing with you. Last time we push up into that cat pose, rounding out through the spine. And we can come back into a child's pose. Now, child's pose is our first yin posture today. So you can take the knees a little bit wider. You might bring the knees together. You might use a bolster to lie on. And the hands might be underneath the head. You might be resting on a cushion or a block here. Or you might like to use your prayer hands at the nape of your neck. So thumbs come to the nape of the neck, fingers pointing down the spine, elbows gently pressing down through the mat. So you choose your child's pose. We're going to be here for a few minutes. Stays calm, still, and present when you're holding these postures for a number of minutes. Keeping focused into the present moment and the posture you are holding. If you had the hands at the nape of the neck, you can release those down with the palms gently facing up towards the sky. It just internally rotates those shoulders. If the arms were out in front of you, you can rotate those wrists around, palms face up. Just take a nice deep breath in and a long, slow, deep breath out, preparing the mind, preparing the body for movement. And then gently flip those palms back, bring the hands back towards the knees as you uncurl very, very slowly, coming all the way up to kneeling. So take a moment just to come out of that child's pose, lengthening up through the spine, relaxing through the facial expression. Throat is soft, shoulders relaxed. And taking those nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. And let's move into our second posture, which is melting heart. Lifting up the hips. Hips are above the knees, arms are out in front of you. And if this is a little bit too deep again for the shoulders for you or the chest, widening the elbows to the outer edges of your mat and placing the head on a block or the hands. So here in melting heart, we're allowing the shoulder blades to rest in towards one another as if we have a heavy weight in the center of our spine. And just feel that chest releasing towards the mat. And maybe you're resting on the chin here. Maybe you're resting on the forehead. If you're resting on the chin, it does open up the throat. Again, reminding yourself and your thoughts to become present with your physical body. We're here for just a few more breaths. Taking that breath in and that long, slow, deep breath out, preparing yourself to move, lifting up the head and just sliding out in front of you onto the forearms, spreading out the shoulder blades here, rounding them out, and just a kneeling forearm plank. And then from here, if you wish to, you can start to pull yourself back once more and swing the legs out in front of you to sit. And just again, allow the shoulders, the chest to soften, that afterglow feeling of coming out of the posture. Give the arms a little movement here. We're going to come into cow face pose or whatever, archer's arms. So your choice is to use the legs as well. So with what would be cow face legs, we cross over the legs one on top of the other. If you like, that's pretty much shoelace legs. So trying to aim to stack knees on top of one another, and again using a block or a bolster to sit upon. If this is a little bit too much for you, you can always just go into half shoelace by placing the left knee on top of your right. Okay, so choosing your legs first of all. Then the arms, archer arms, cow face arms. So we've got our left leg on top, means our right arm is the top arm and our left arm is the underneath arm. And this is where the strap tends to come into handy if you don't quite meet the fingers. And one side might be different to the other. So I'm going to use a strap here. So closing down the eyes if you wish, or taking a soft gaze. Settling in, we're here for 3 minutes. The crown of the head is rising up towards the sky with the face soft and relaxed. There's no tension in the jaw. Neck is long. Throat is relaxed. Shoulders are softened down the back. And you're not gripping too tightly. If you're holding on too tightly onto the strap, just loosen the grip just a little bit. Almost there on this side. Just a few more breaths. And gently let go of the strap. Let that drop behind you. Release the hands very slowly. Release the legs out in front of you. You can take them a little bit wider if you like, with a bent in the knee. But as we come out of that posture, just allow the shoulders to settle back. And then you might like to just start to invite some soft and gentle shoulder rolls. And you might notice that one side, your biceps or your triceps were pulling. This is an internal rotation of the shoulder when we have the hand behind the back. This one is an external rotation. So I'm going to take it to the other side, but just in a moment, lift up the arms, give yourself a big stretch, and then just reach over and release into a forward fold just for 1 minute. Let the head, the neck, and the shoulders soften. And the legs don't have to be together. They can be bent or apart. Navel gently pulls back towards the spine. Walk the hands back towards the body. Let's take right leg over left. Again, choosing your posture that you need to, whether it's the shoelace pose with one knee stacked on top of the other, or extending the underneath leg, sitting on a block or a bolster. So we have right leg on top. That means left arm goes up this time. And you might notice that one side you can take hold of the fingers, maybe the other side was different. So starting to settle in, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. Crown of the head rises, facial expression soft. We're almost there on this side. Just a few more breaths. Reminding yourself to breathe equally in and out. And releasing the hands, letting the strap drop down, releasing the hands down, and then extending the legs out in front of you once more. Let's take a moment to feel. I was sensing some tingling going on in my hands. Whatever you feel, just allow that response to come back to the body. Again, it's about listening to the messages. And just circle the shoulders. Maybe you like to shake the hands, get some movement back in there. Good. So let's come down to supported half saddle or half saddle. I say supported because you can use your bolster in your half saddle. So half saddle is basically a half hero. So let's take the left leg back first of all, right leg goes straight. And what I would suggest is to roll that left calf out of the way from underneath you. And if you need to, you can always prop yourself up on a block, but if you like, you can use the bolster or the block underneath the buttocks and stay upright. That might be enough for you. Or you can start to go all the way back. And what I like to do is put a block just for my head and then come onto your bolster. And then use the block to support the head. That's it. So if you feel that you don't need to go back, it's too deep, just stay upright, work in the half saddle pose there without going back. And the other option is that you might like an opening of the chest and the armpits and the shoulders by bringing the hands up behind you and letting them rest on the block or the bolster. So we're dropping down through the left buttock, left hip relaxes. Notice if you are holding tension in this posture. We don't do this one very often. Softening out any tension that you might be feeling in the hips or the pelvis or the spine. Maybe in that left quadricep, left thigh, maybe left knee, even left ankle. Just a few more breaths here. Give in just a little bit more on your exhale. Feed the body with prana on your inhale. Allow the chi to flow freely around the body. To come out, if your arms were above your head, bring those back first of all by the side of your body. And then gently lift the gaze, look along your body. And then press into the hands or the elbows to bring yourself back up into that seated half saddle first of all. Nice. And then rock over onto your right buttock to bring the left leg out. And again, the feeling of, this release from compression to openness is quite a nice relief, isn't it? So let's go the other side. So rolling onto your left buttock, bring the right knee underneath you, and then roll that calf out of the way of your thigh. Again, there's a little gap between you and the bolster, and you can always raise your bolster up if you don't want to go all the way back. I should have said that on the other side. So that could be a nice variation there for you as well. So starting to come back or staying upright. And noticing how it feels on the second side. Might feel completely different. Supporting the head if you need to. And then inviting those arms to just lift and float all the way back behind you. Maybe they rest on the bolster or the block. That just allows the elbows to relax out to the sides, opening up through the armpits and across the chest. Dropping down through the right buttock, right hip, soften out across the pelvis and the hips here. We're here for just a few more breaths. If you went back into the back bend on the bolster, sweep the arms back around to the side of the body. Lift the gaze, look along the body first of all, and then gently press up through the hands. Come all the way back up into that seated posture, just to drop a little bit more into both sit bones, noticing which side might have felt a bit different to the other. Rolling over onto your left cheek this time, bringing that right leg out, and that wonderful release when you take that right leg out of that half saddle position. Sit nice and tall. And then bring the knees in and just windscreen wiper out right and left. So we're going to come into one more posture, seated, and then we'll move down onto our backs for the last few postures. So this one is reverse prayer, and I'm going to show you it from the back, but again, you can choose your options. So you have the option of holding on maybe to the elbows or the wrists. Maybe you put the fists together like this at the base of the spine, or you aim to think about sliding the fingers up between the shoulder blades. And this is another variation, is putting the hands together in a downward position here. So choosing your option of a reverse prayer, we're going to hold this one for 3 minutes, and you can sit in butterfly or you can sit on a block. I'm going to sit on a bolster in butterfly, and then find your reverse prayer. So if you are nestling those fingers up between the shoulder blades, think about all fingertips touching and maybe bringing the palms of the hands together. If you're simply holding on to the elbows and the wrists, that might be an opening enough for you of the chest. Letting the shoulders relax. Letting the elbows soften. Breathing into the wrists. Breathing into the fingers. Breathe into the back body. Just a few more breaths here. And slowly release the hands. Bring the hands back around, but don't move just yet. Place the hands down where they can just settle and rest. And I want you to just feel everything that's going on into your arms. So in the fingertips, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulder, the chest, the spine. Feel everything as you come out of that 3-minute hold. And then move as you need to of where the areas were you're most targeted. It might have been into the upper body. It might have been into the wrist. Mine certainly was into the flexion of the wrists in that reverse prayer, but you could be very different. Give them a little release, flexion and extension, and a little shake. Move through the shoulders and let's come down onto our backs. So drawing the knees in, have your bolster and a block by the side of you so that they can be easily accessible. And just draw the knees in, and you can create a space between the thighs and the belly here so that we allow that breath to flow freely. There's no compression from the thighs down onto the diaphragm. Feeling the spine lengthening and spreading out underneath you. The neck is long. We're not dipping or lifting the chin up too much. And then gently circle out the knees. Give the hips a release. One way and the other. If you like, you can start to open those knees outwards, getting a bit deeper into the hip socket there. Good. So coming into banana asana or crescent stretch pose. So the arms come up above the head, opening out the chest, opening out the shoulders. We're going to shuffle the shoulders over to the right side of our mat, and we might take hold of the left wrist. We shuffle our feet over to the right side as well, and maybe the left ankle crosses over the right. If you're doing this seated, you can still have your side stretch by sitting butterfly and maybe using a bolster to reach up and over. Maybe that hand can just rest on the head there. It doesn't have to be held up in the air. That's it. Nice. So in our banana shape, in a crescent moon shape, or if you were to look at yourself from above, you'd be seeing a C shape, a curve in the side of the body. Start to release out through the left side, from the wrist all the way down to the armpit. Softening from the armpit to the hip. Softening that buttock underneath your left hip and the left outer thigh, all the way down to the left ankle. Taking a breath in and a long, slow, deep breath out, preparing your mind and body to move. We shuffle the shoulders, the head, and the arms back into the center of the mat, releasing the hands down by the hips, and just simply release the left foot and take it back over to the other side of the mat. So just return into a very neutral posture of Shavasana there. And just allow that release of the left side of your body. What I like to do is to just give the hips a little shimmy, give the buttocks a little massage. That in turn massages into the legs, the calves, down into the feet. Let's lift the arms up above the head, shuffling shoulders, head, and upper body over to the left side of your mat, taking hold of your right wrist this time. And then moving your right foot closer to your left. And maybe it hooks over your left ankle. Doesn't have to. It can lie quite, next to it. So again, moving to the other side might feel completely different. Letting the chin drop down towards the left shoulder. Soften out through the facial expression and relax into the throat. Inhales and exhales of equal length. Remaining present, still in the mind, still in the body. Taking a breath in and a long, slow, deep breath out. Prepare yourself to move. Bring the head, hands, shoulders back into the center. Arms come down by the hips. Release the right leg and take your neutral Shavasana there. Just pause as you come out, noticing any differences from the right to the left sides. And again, just wiggle, shimmy the hips and take that up into the upper body. So maybe shimmying the waist, shimmying the shoulders a little bit more there. And then scooping those knees in towards the chest, maybe lifting the head and the neck away from the mat this time, curling up into a tight, tight ball. Chin comes to the chest. So our last posture before we come into our final relaxation of Shavasana is a supported fish. So your supported fish is a back bend, and you can, of course, make a little ramp for your bolster. So you're not lying completely down on your back. Or you can lie your bolster flat down on the floor and come into your supported fish, and the legs might stay long, or you might like to take a butterfly legs here. But again, just making sure that you're nice and comfortable in your chosen posture. That's it, because we're here for a number of minutes. And just allowing the palms to face up, gently opening across the chest and the shoulders, letting the shoulders mold themselves around your prop. That's it. And as you start to allow the body to deepen with gravity, letting go of tension and tightness that you may still be holding on to anywhere in the mind or the physical body. Just think about that prana, that chi coming in through the body, life force energy, traveling around, moving to the areas it is most needed. Allowing that energy to flow freely all the way from the crown of the head down to the fingers, down to the toes. And as you lie here, almost visualize your own internal body doing the work for you, balancing, clearing, regulating. Be aware of your upper body, chest, upper back, throat, neck, becoming softer, relaxing further, letting go deeper. We're here for just a few more breaths. Breathe in deep. Breathe out slowly. Breathe in and long, slow, deep breath out. Prepare to move. Sweep the hands to the thighs if you took butterfly legs, lifting those legs together, placing the soles of the feet wide, dropping the knees in towards one another. Bringing the hands down by the hips and lifting the gaze, lifting the head and the neck to look towards the knees. From here, we're going to actually come back up to seated. So just give yourself a gentle press and come up to a comfortable seat. We are going to return back to Shavasana in just one moment, but for the moment, just come to seated. Let us bring our hands back into that Garuda Mudra. And we're going to invite 5 Aums. So it's not an Om, O-M, it's an A-U-M, Aum. We're going to shape the A, shape the U, shape the M. It's like an arc. So we breathe in deep and we exhale long and slow. Breathe in to prepare. Aum. Breathe in. Aum. Breathe in. Aum. Breathe in. Aum. Last one. Breath in. Aum. Feeling those sounds of the Aum vibrating around yourself, your physical presence, your room, your space. And releasing the hands, preparing for your final relaxation in Shavasana, making yourself nice and warm and comfortable, maybe using a bolster underneath the knees, a block underneath the head, turning off lights, using eye pillows as you need. So just spreading out the shoulders underneath you, spreading out the spine, softening through the chest, the armpits, and the shoulders, letting the arms come out to the side of you with the palms gently facing up to the sky, fingertips curling in. Softening down through the belly, through the lower back, relaxing into the hips here, letting the buttocks soften. Noticing if you're gripping any of the larger muscle groups, the glutes, the legs. Let go of the thighs, the knees, the calves, and the shins. And relax into the ankles, and the tops and the soles of the feet. And just give the toes just a little final wiggle. And then find stillness, complete stillness. And Shavasana is one of those postures that is easy to achieve by lying on your back, but more challenging to master because our mind wants to wander. So keeping the stillness away, keeping your stillness in your mind and those thoughts away, those distractive thoughts. As you just begin to focus on your physical presence here, lying down on the mat, giving in to release of the exhale breath and gravity. I'll let you enjoy these moments of silence. I'll let you know when it's time to come back around. begin to take a few deeper breaths as you bring your awareness back into your surroundings. Back onto your mat and deepening the breath as you bring soft and gentle movement to the body. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Moving into the wrists, moving into the ankles, and doing what you need to awaken your mind and body together. Stretching, drawing knees in, rolling, massaging out, whatever feels good. Always giving yourself time, never rushing out of this reward of Shavasana for all of your efforts through the Yin Yoga practice today. Rolling over to one side and gently bringing yourself back up into a comfortable seat. Bringing the hands into heart center in Anjali Mudra. Sitting nice and tall. And just allow the throat to be soft, neck long, spine long, rooting yourself to the ground but rising towards the sky. Take in how you feel now after meditation, breath work, and movement. And return to your own intention for practice, whatever that was for you today, and how you can take that off of the mat into your daily life. And always thanking yourself, your body, and your breath for your practice. And I thank you. Namaste.